Alright, so talking about community. Community has been built by and for queer, trans, and two-spirit communities since 1979. If I'm doing my math right, that's like, what, almost 30 years? 25 to 30 years, something like that? I'm not great with years. But today, their leadership continues to create and build an organization that supports everyone within the two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual communities across British Columbia through support, connection, and leadership. Once again, thank you so much to community, thank you so much to our donators, and everyone joining us in the chat today. Looks like we've racked up the view count a little bit, and I am very happy to have you all here. Thank you again. Oh, and I'm reminded. Thank you for the hearts. It's not what to. I think I read that right. Awesome. Pansexual pride, we love to see it. Something I remember from earlier we were talking about is Halloween costumes. So if you haven't dropped in the chat what you dressed up as, or if you didn't dress up as, what you like to would have liked to dress up as, let us know. Like I said, I was a frog wizard. My little siblings got a real kick out of that. They like to put on my frog mask. Next year I plan to go as the Miraculous Ladybug character, Cat Noir. And... okay, awesome. I'm glad I pronounced that right. It's not what do. And yeah, we are all having an amazing day here. Hope you're having an amazing day too. And... oh, cat. Nice. And one more thing I wanted to bring up, before I sign off, I just wanted to talk about the EP. The Speedrunning EP is a brand new album from the combined efforts of DJ Fatso, Count Gooby, and Kana CDK. This album combines the world of speedrunning with the world of hip-hop. This album is pay what you want, with all post-tax profits made during this event being donated to community. Check out the latest release from the Speedrunning Soldier at speedromizer.live/music. I will also be posting that link in the chat so that you can just check that right out. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for having me. I really had a great time, and I'm looking forward to the next run. Have a great day.
Hello everybody, that was Wesley, our lovely host for the previous block there. My name is Bradderfield, I'll be your host for the next few games. Hope everyone's doing well on this wonderful Saturday. You've been watching Speedromizer. Speedromizer is a charity marathon with a twist. What you submit is not what you run. Accepted runners are randomly assigned a game from someone else and have 90 days to learn their respective game. If that sounds like an awesome concept to you, make sure to join our Discord at speedromizer.live/discord. Coming up after the break, it's Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Spyro 2, 40 orb category, with BenDoesVariety. Any Spyro fans out there? I think I saw somebody getting ready for Spyro. These Reignited games looking real good. Very spiritually, like, they got a lot of love put into them. The original PS1 era. I've just been told we are ready to go with Spyro 2, so the wait is not long. Let's see. Alright, without further ado, it's Spyro 2 from the Spyro Reignited Trilogy with BenDoesVariety. Take it away.
Alright everyone, Ben here, or BenDoesVariety. Today we're going to be running some Spyro 2 Reignited Trilogy 40 Orb. So without any further ado, I will let you guys know when to start the timer. The timer starts just as we hit on begin the new game. So, when I say go, we start the timer. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Spyro 2, of course, is the second game in the original Spyro trilogy, and I love this speedrun because it's a nice mix between skill and glitches. There's a lot of really interesting, cool glitches in this run that I'm more than happy to showcase. In some instances, there may be a few issues, but in this case what we're going to be doing is picking up gems, because throughout this run we're going to need to go ahead and get 14 talismans and 40 orbs. So 40 orbs are the requirement to beat the final boss, and the 14 talismans, which you get from the first 2 home worlds, are required in order to actually transition from one home world to the next. But we'll show that in a minute anyway. When we get at this level, you'll understand it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and take out enemies, because when you take out enemies in this game, they are transitioned into souls, and souls are used for, well, power-ups. In this case, I have missed an enemy. There you go. Anywho, this one is a super fly power-up. So Superfly allows you to fly for a longer extended period, because normal flight doesn't last very long. And we're just going to hit these gemstones in the lamps. This is going to give us one of the 40 orbs we're going to be going for throughout the run. You'll also notice as well that we're picking up gems throughout the run, because we have to pay an interesting character called Mr. Moneybags. And Mr. Moneybags, he will charge you a very extortionate amount of gems in order to be able to do many things. So, like a lot of Spyro's abilities, for example, a lot of his abilities are locked behind paying Moneybags. So, that's always fun, especially when you get, you know, ripped off by a character in a game. It's amazing. Right, out here we also have another gem lamp minigame to do. Now, a lot of the orbs we're going to be collecting are going to be through either side missions or minigames that are given to us by NPCs. There's also an NPC you'll meet very soon called Hunter, and he's one of the good guys, or purportedly, because he has a few of the orbs we're after, and apparently we have to verse him in minigames to get them. He's on our side. Why he can't just give them to us, I do not know. But, I digress, we're almost done with the first stage. Now, depending on how my gem routing goes throughout the run, I may need to do some backups near the end, but we'll figure that out as we go. Because depending on how fast or how consistent I can be with the run, will dictate my gem pickups. Because I might have to speed things up a bit in certain stages. But we're entering the first homeworld, which is Summer Forest, so there are 3. You've got Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, and Winter Tundra. Of course, Winter Tundra being the final. Now, the longest homeworld, for anyone wondering, would be Autumn Plains, because that has the most levels in it. Not to mention, the levels in that one have the most skill-dependent tricks throughout the run. But we're just about to enter a level called Colossus. This level's quite interesting, so I would say, personally, that this level's 50% skill and 50% RNG. This is one of the only RNG heavy levels throughout the run, but the rest of it should go pretty swimmingly. Where's the other? There he is.
Bye.
Now, one thing I do love about the original Spyro trilogy is I love how varied the levels are, as well as the music and the characters. Like, I feel like a lot of time, effort, and energy was definitely put into creating this game in the sense of everything that goes into it, like the full package. Right, I'm just about to do a glitchy fly here to get across, because you're not normally supposed to do this. And then we're going to fly past this guy, so we can go ahead and skip his text, because he'll just randomly stop you and tell you stuff that you already know. Also, bye-bye Yeti. That Yeti's just been extinguished. But those things are what we're after, the talismans. Now, each talisman will look different to the last one. They're all basically dependent on the level. So that one looks like a big monk statue. There we go. 11 enemies takes out and gives us spring power up, which allows us to get to the top to start off one of the next side quests we're going to have to do. There we go. So basically, this is the professor. He's also another reoccurring character that will have missions for us to do throughout the run. This one's, we've got to basically get rid of bad spirits out of 10 statues. So they're scattered throughout the level. That'll be the final thing we do. Like, fully, I mean, to finish it off. Alright, gem route complete. Okay, this is the RNG heavy part I was mentioning earlier. So, we've got to do 2 orbs here. This is ice hockey. Now, the first stage is just me versus a goalie. I've basically got to get the puck in the goal 5 times, which is a lot easier than it sounds because of the goalie. He will fling this thing in whatever direction he wants, and it is impossible to predict. Now, in some instances like that, it's very easy to pick up on it. He's going to hit it. Yep. Now, in other times, what he'll end up doing is firing it into the other goal, and it will get stuck there. Meaning I have to go all the way over to get it to then bring it back. Which is not ideal. That's also not ideal either. That was going way too quick. It's actually kind of funny because I was doing a practice run earlier on, and I got probably the best potential RNG I've ever had for this. Once again, going really fast. Okay. Okay, first orb done. The second one is me versus a goalie, but they've also got another player. I have a goalie in my goal too. But my goal now is to basically score again, but this time with extra people on the board. Also, Brad, if you've got anything to talk about Speedromizer, feel free to do so at this point.
Absolutely. I'd like to tell folks if they'd like to donate to Community, you can visit our Tiltify campaign at speedromizer.live/donate. You can also find the donate link below the stream and in chat by typing !donate. All of your donations are sent directly to QMUNITY. When you're donating, don't forget to put your money towards our active challenges and polls. We do have targets like the exciting Speedrun Original Submitter races the runner for Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer, the poll for which costume for Resident Evil 3, and always when donating, you can always put your dollars towards both a poll and a target at the same time. Thank you very much.
Alright, we're on goal 4 out of 5. Now, the goalie's been actually not behaving himself today. He's been going across a bit too fast, so I'm trying to aim a bit more to the edge. There we go. Okay. So another orb down. I believe that's orb 5, 4. There we go, 5, 4. Ugh. Right. Now, the last thing we've got to do is the little statues. So the statues we're going to do in quick succession because they now loop back to right near the start of the stage. But they're also a little bit out of the way, like this one. He's in this building, which is not ideal, but we need to quickly run and bounce off this to get up here to another statue. Now, you would have seen a lot of these statues as I was playing through the stage, so because of that, a lot of their placements are well known to you before you even start this. There we go. Also, my gem count is looking pretty nice as well. Over 500 here is decent. Nice. And I love it when the game does that too. Basically, the menu screen decides to sometimes have a bit of a skew with one. Instead of hovering over exit level, it will go to quick game. Which, fortunately, because the way this game is timed, it's not timed as much in real time as it is in in-game time. So the in-game timer is what you use to calculate your spot on the leaderboard. The real time is just used so that people know you were live doing it when you were doing it, not doing it in segments. But the game will sometimes do that to you, so it's always fun when that happens. Fortunately, you don't really lose any time, so it's not really a big deal. But coming out of Colossus, we're going to go and pick up a few more gems, and then we're straight into another level called Idle Springs. This level's actually pretty self-explanatory. There's not really any glitches in this one. This one's basically run through and grab an orb and the talisman. But this one's all about good play and good routing, as opposed to any kind of special tricks or glitches. However, to get this done very quickly, you do need to be fast, because if you aren't fast enough, the NPCs tend to move a little bit slow. And once again, of course, we're taking out enemies as we go, so that I can go ahead and activate power-ups. There we go, nice, we got him a good cycle. It's that guy you have to be careful of, because if you're not careful, he will do multiple loops around that little island thing he was going around. Do that, perfect. Right, we're going to skip the ferry there. And there's our talisman. The Idle Springs talisman, which looks like an idol statue. I'd like to know what there cancelled my glide, but okay. There we go. And then our final orb for the stage, we're just going to go ahead and bop these people off of their podiums. And that gives us the orb for the stage. Now, we don't go for the others. There are actually 2 other orbs in the stage, but we don't go for any of those because they are very long. Also very difficult to remember as well. But just before we exit level, I'm going to quickly run and grab these gems. Perfect. Make sure it's actually on exit level this time. So I wasn't paying enough attention in the last stage to notice that it was on quick game, but that was on me. Orbs! Also, for the people in the chat, hello. Right, quickly run and grab that pot. There we go. Alright, this is Hunter. This is the guy I was talking about. So, he has orbs, and he requires you to do stuff for him.
Okay.
I mean, this is... I understand this one. He's giving you a tutorial on gliding and jumping and all of the stuff we basically already know. But we get an orb from it, so it's worth doing. And also, you're about to meet Mr. Moneybags. So we just had to pay him 500 gems in order to get the ability to swim. So, in the original Spyro 1, there was no swimming, there was no head bash, there was no ladder climb, it was all just basic platformer gameplay. But, in this game, you have all of those. Unfortunately, you do have to pay Moneybags for all of those abilities, hence why we need to do a lot of gem route, because we need to be able to get enough gems to make it through the entire run, But we don't want to over-collect too much, because obviously that will just waste time, so we need to try and balance it and find a way to do it that's not too slow. But we have a very interesting glitch coming up here. This is a glitchy wall glide. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be angling up against the wall and hovering at the right time with the right angles in order to get on top. There we go. You're not normally supposed to access this that early, because this orb is actually supposed to be the last one you get in the stage if you're doing it all. You just need to hit that as well to stop that power from being drawn. That will give us the orb. But because we're going in reverse, there's actually another orb we're going to grab in a minute, which is the first one of these two that you're supposed to get your hands on. There we go. So normally you go this way, and then you go all the way around, and then that will take you to that guy if we went to first. But because we did the glitchy wall guide, we got to do it basically in reverse. This gate we can also do a specific camera angle, and that will allow us to glitch straight through without having to get all the pieces to open it. And there's the talisman for Horikos. Also, aren't these NPCs just the little cuties? They're so cute. They're like the little... For anyone who's in the UK, they're like the little alien things you used to get in like the little capsules when you were a kid. You used to, like, you know, get the slime in them, and they used to be like pulley sort of little alien toys. Right, straight out of here and straight into another stage. This is Sunny Beach. Now, Sunny Beach is a risky one. I could play it safe. I'm not going to, though. I'm not going to play it safe. I'm going to try and just go all out. There is a specific glitch in here that can really suck if you don't get it. Oh, hello. Right, we're going to do a glitchy wall glide onto that, so we can just climb straight up as opposed to going the long way around. Excuse me. Thank you. I don't know where he thought he was going. There we go. Awesome, we're looking good for gems now too as well. We're back to over 500. But once again, we're having to take out enemies because we're going to go ahead and activate another power-up in this stage. This is a different one though. This is Super Fire. Right, this is the trick that's a bit questionable. But I got it. Nice. So that basically allows you to skip through the wall. If you can get it fast, it's actually a decent time save. It saves about 10 seconds. If you fail it, that's when you have to basically perish, because if you don't, then you're not going to get through. But we needed 11 enemies to access Super Fire. Now, one of the orbs in this one is to destroy turtle boxes. These boxes have basically been put there by the enemies, and they're storing turtles, which is not very cool, my dudes. So, we're going to go ahead and free all the turtles, but we're not doing it all right now. We're only doing these ones right now, because we actually have to do another orb on this side and get the talisman. Nice. Right, boink. Very nice. Grab gems as we go. Right, now we just have to get the turtle to the top. I mean, unfortunately, that does mean we have to burn his shell a bit. It's the only way he will move, unfortunately. There we go. Ah! Excuse me. Thank you. King from it. And we get the Sunny Beach Talisman, which is a little medallion with a turtle on it. Do love turtles. Turtles are cool. Right, so we're going to angle this for another glitchy wall glide. This time, we're going to get on here, which is going to allow us to skip that ladder, because we don't actually have the ability to climb ladders yet. You get that in the second homeworld. But by doing that glitchy wall glide, we're able to get on top of the pipe and straight over. Now, there's actually 2 orbs here, but we only do 1, because the second one takes a lot longer than the first. Need to get this guy into the water. Basically, we're saving the turtles from being made into soup. Why are you not going? Thank you. Wonderful. Also, a little tidbit for those who are interested in weird mechanics with this game. With his text box, once you do the first one, if you mash too fast with the A button, it'll actually automatically trigger the stage 2, and we don't want that, because the moment that happens, you then have to wait for them to go into the soup. Otherwise, you'll just get brought back, which is pretty annoying, actually. I will say this much, the Reignited Trilogy is kind of littered with a bunch of random texture and button glitches. But as long as you're careful and you know about certain ones, you're absolutely fine. Final box. Beautiful. And that gets us our final orb for the stage. Whew. Alright. There is one more level left in this home world. That's going to be Aquaria Tower, so this is a full underwater stage, pretty much. But if you've got anything else to say about Speedromizer or anything else, go right ahead. There's a little bit of an intersection here.
Sure thing. I'd like to tell folks about QMUNITY. QMUNITY's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives through support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully, free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, QMUNITY is able to ensure that no one in British Columbia gets left behind. It's a really amazing cause, folks. I just learned about it, through Speedromizer. It's a local Canadian, British Columbia, province-wide charity here that's helping out a lot of people in a big way. So thank you all so much for the support.
Alright, well, as you just saw, I just got ripped off again by money bags for another 400 gems. So, already in the first homeworld, that's well over 1,000 gems he's taken from me, which is not great. I mean, it's fortunate because at the end of the game you do get them back, but it's also very unfortunate for the speedrun because that's why we have to route in so many gems, because if we don't, we can't pay money bags and we can't get through so many useful things because he actually appears in the stage too. So not only do you have to pay him to get in the level, but you also have to pay him a bit through the level. Excuse me? I am stuck. There we go. I would like to know what I got stuck on. But this level's also quite basic too. There really isn't any glitches in this one. It's all about just getting through as fast as possible, whilst picking up as many gems as possible, and of course, as usual, getting the orbs and the talisman. Now, in this level, there are 3 total orbs. We get 2 of them. Actually, both are from the same minigame, but this we actually have to watch. This is a little cutscene that shows those sharks. There's also a gem pot there, so for those who want to 100% play through the game, you have to go down there later. But if you try and go there right now on your own with Spyro, these sharks will nom you. It's definitely not a good time. Don't recommend getting nommed by sharks. But we're about to get the little Aquaria Tower's talisman, and these seahorses are ridiculously cute. We can just pick up a few more gems. But once we go up here, this is where we get our 2 orbs. This level actually doesn't take that long because of just how basic it is to get through it as fast as possible, basically. But this minigame is quite simple. There are 2 versions of it. This one's the quicker version, so we have to swim through these rings, or use the manta ray to swim through these rings. Why Spyro can't just do it because he swims, I don't know. Definitely a bit of a weird design choice, but we go with it. But just another example of Hunter actually hindering us than helping us. Alright, so stage 2, there are 17 this time. Now, it is possible to try and go for a few gem pickups whilst you're doing this minigame, but I don't recommend it, because it's very easy to mess this minigame up if you do so. In this instance we can, because they're right there. There's also a pot right there too that we can get. But at any other time, it's not really worth it, because otherwise you'll end up missing a ring and have to restart the minigame. But before we exit level, we're just going to get a few more gem pickups. And now we're done with the level. Alright, so this is all the normal levels now done for Summer Forest. which means we're heading to the first boss. Now, there are 3 bosses to the game. You've got Crush, Gulp, and Ripto, Ripto being the final. And it's actually kind of funny, really, because the first boss is ridiculously easy. In fact, we do have a strat in place to make sure that you can do it. Gulp is a problem, because Gulp is a very difficult boss fight. With the Reignited Trilogy, they kind of took the difficulty away out of every other boss and put it into Gulp. Gulp is ridiculously hard. For whatever reason, he's just really difficult. But with Crush, the basic goal is he's going to jump on these little hexagon pads, and the color's going to dictate what attack it is. Blue is going to be beams out the floor. We're going to willingly take the hit so we can angle right and then just flame him. Wait a second and run off, and that'll cause him to stand still, bash the floor, and rocks will come in his head. Now, it starts off with blue, and then it'll transition to red. Red will be fireballs that fires out. But the reason we stand still once we've been hit and hit him is because he'll stand still. Otherwise, he'll chase you around, and it just wastes too much time. And luckily for us, fodder will keep dropping from the ceiling, meaning we're able to keep our health up. Because Sparks is our health. So when Sparks is yellow, you're at full. If he's blue, you're in middle. If he's green, you've got 1 more hit. And if he's not there, you have 1 hit, and then you're gone. So we're able to keep him up health-wise thanks to the fodder. But we're just going to quickly take him out. As Ripto just stands there in the background. You know, you could jump in, help your minion, but no. Fortunately, we're going to have just enough health to do this. And boom. First boss defeated. Also love how it plays the little graphic like Crush defeated. Yes, we beat him. But immediately going into the second homeworld, Autumn Plains. As I explained earlier on, this is the longest section of the game when you're going by homeworlds, because there's a lot more to this homeworld than there are others. Also coming up first next is the level Crystal Glacier, which, this level probably has the hardest trick in the run. So I'm going to explain it now, so that whilst I'm trying to do it, I don't have to, because it's very concentration heavy. So, we're going to attempt a glitch called Soul Storage. Now, Soul Storage, as you know, with souls, once you defeat an enemy, you get it stored, and you need so many to activate power-ups. Now, in this instance, because we're skipping moneybags in this level, we're not going to pay him, when we can just go past him. However, because we can't pay him, really, we need to basically store more souls than there are enemies in the level. This is where Soul Storage comes into play. So, if you take out an enemy, get zapped by a checkpoint, and then die, with any luck, it will hold the souls that you had before and respawn the enemies. However, there's a chance it won't happen, as you'll see. So, get zapped by Zoe, and then basically jump off a cliff. And when we respawn, one of 2 things will happen. Either the enemies will respawn, it didn't count the storage, or maybe both will respawn. In this instance, 1 has respawned, that's fine. So all we have to do now is just basically do that again. Like, if anything was going to happen, I'm glad that happened over failing it completely, because if you fail it completely, you have to restart the level. So I'm happy that that happened in place, because otherwise it would be a bit rough. We're on 7. Oh, we do actually have to restart level. Okay. So the reason we have to restart now is because the timing was a bit off. When the timing is off, the enemy won't respawn. Now, we need a total of 8 souls before we move on from that part. If we don't have 8, we're not going to have enough. Because you need a total of 15. There are 7 enemies after that point. And you can't soul storage anywhere else in the level, so we're going to have to quickly leave and come back in, which is a little bit annoying. But the gem pickers are done, so we can literally just hop out, hop in, and go for the storage again. So it's not too bad. Unfortunately, we're not too far into the level either, so it's not too bad. You lose probably about 40-50 seconds doing it this way. And over. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That is not good. He bonked. So, hitboxes in this game are also a little bit weird. I was nowhere near him, and yet I bonked on the hitbox. Which can happen from time to time. How many lives have I got left? 3. Okay, I've still got enough. That's fine. Alright, well then it looked this one worked fully. If it did, I only have to do it once. It looked like the timing was right, but I might have also been a little bit off. I was a little bit off. But this one has respawned, so that's fine. Right, what we need to do is go there. Move out of the way so he doesn't actually clobber us. Alright, with any luck, he will respawn again, in which case we can just take him out and continue. Yes, he did. Okay, fine. So now we're good. Now we have enough monster souls to continue the level. Right, grab the gems. Now, the reason we need 15 specific is for this power-up down here. Now, as I explained, we're going to be skipping moneybags. He is right there. Now, something else I need to explain quickly. So, with Superfly power-ups, there is what you call a height cap, meaning you can only go so high before it will cancel you and send you back down. There is a way to bypass said height cap. It's also a very, very specific glitch. This is, like I said, one of the hard levels in the run. But basically, by giving it multiple inputs, so with this game, you can control it with the analog stick or with the D-pad. Now, if I can take control using both at the same time, that's going to then allow me to break the height cap if I do it correctly. So we just do that to get this orb from this dude. This is where we break the height cap. So I need to angle it up right. Right, and then get my inputs. Perfect. We broke the height cap and we're up. So this allowed us to skip moneybags entirely. Because moneybags in the previous room, what he would do is you'd pay him 300 gems and he will then extend a bridge. But we just skipped that by breaking the height cap of the game. Theoretically, you can go infinitely with it, if you want to. There is no real point, but you can skip the height gap and technically go infinite. Right before we leave level, just quickly grab that, and then exit level. Alright, we're done with that level. Now, you know how we were just in a very deep freeze with this level? We're going into Skelos Badlands, which is, it's basically, have you ever heard of the expression going out of the icebox into the fire? That's kind of what we're doing. But we have a bit of time if you want to announce anything.
Absolutely. Just letting folks know that we have some exciting targets for tomorrow. Don't forget, when donating to QMUNITY, please don't click on the Just Donate button, because there's a lot of fun stuff and more marathon if we unlock it together. Like getting the true ending of Kirby Block Ball, or having the original submitter of Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer, Race the Runner, who's been learning it for only 90 days. Let's get those donations in and get some exciting marathon. Even more Speedromizer. Thank you very much.
Alright, so Skelos Badlands. We're about to do a minigame to get 2 orbs in, actually. We have to protect these villages from being eaten by dinosaurs. Sometimes, you know, there are some weird minigames in Spyro games. This is one of them. I always forget which one goes first, that one or that one. Then this one. Quickly, before he gets on. There we go. Alright, orb number 1 complete. Next, we do it again. But this time we have to do it a lot faster. Because otherwise villagers really will get nommed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. That was fast. Now, with this level, there really isn't anything too major except one trick near the end to get a few gems. The fact we don't have sparks is a little bit questionable. I'm actually going to need decent sparks for a little bit later in the level. Should be able to pick them up a bit, though. There we go. Ouch. Oh! Ow. Okay, there are a lot of enemies in this stage that really do gun for you. That's also not good. Sparks back, thank you. Right, this is what I was trying to explain earlier on, so I am going to have to miss out on a few gems here because I just don't have a good sparks level for it. It's unfortunate. What we're going to do is jump on here and then glide round to this to get the 25, and then we're going to go ahead and grab that. No, I'm not going to be able to get it. Exit level. Alright, we're done in that level. So all we really do in that level is get the 2 orbs and the talisman. Fortunately, the 2 orbs we got are right near the start. They're very fast. We don't have to worry too much. Although, we're about to get robbed again by moneybacks. It's actually kind of unreal how many gems this guy steals from you. Honestly.
Don't we see him just with a throne and gold everywhere at some point in the series?
I believe you do. I think that's in A Hero's Tale, although I could be wrong. Although, I mean, not in this game, but at least in Spyro 3, you get to take your revenge on him. Oh, it's the most satisfying thing about that game. Alright, next level, Scorch, which, don't be confused because there is a boss in Spyro 3 called Scorch. They must have fumbled when they were naming bosses or the level. Anyway, this one is very basic. There's not much to it. We do one glitch right here, which is a glitchy wall glide. To get right up to the top of the stage, this basically skips 80% of the stage. But we also have to come here to get a bunch of gems. Now, if I had sparks, this would be a little bit faster, but I don't, so just to manually pick up some stuffs. Moneybags does get his comeuppance, and it is glorious. Come on, let me on. Thank you. Get some sparks back, because I'm going to need them for the next stage. But normally the goal of this level is to raise the 3 flags to basically keep moving through the level. But because we skipped the first 2, we only have to light that 1. And I can now get sparks back to full, which is great. Yeah. Alright. Scorch Talisman. We don't do any orbs in this stage because the orbs in this one are very long, very arduous, and they are, not cool. I'm trying to actually remember what the orbs are. It's been a while since we did a casual playthrough of that one. Oh yeah, now I know what the orbs are, I remember. Yeah, they are very long. They take a good 5-10 minutes to do each orb. It's not worth it. But coming up to my favourite level in the game itself, Fracture Hills. Now, what I love about this level is you have fawns playing bagpipes. I mean, how cool is that? Like, bagpipes are already an amazing instrument. Like, me loves it. Once again, taking out enemies as we go. We're going to need to take out 14 in order to access a super speed power-up in this level. But there are a couple of interesting tricks in this level to note. Oh, I almost got nommed. Before the tree sends its bees after me, no thank you. Now, to get the talisman in this one, you have to free the 6 bagpipers. Bagpipers? I think that's how you pronounce it. There's number 4. Basically, their music is breaking the rock in the center of the stage, revealing who's trapped there. That's our goal. Number 5. I also love how the little fodder in this, like the pigs, the fodder for Sparks, they dance to the bagpipes. I think that's amazing. Such an attention to detail. Oh, they do a little jig along with it. It's awesome. Right, number 6. There we go. So we've done that, but we're not going to go there yet. In fact, that's the last place we're hopefully going to go. Depending on a trick that happens, we'll go there last or second. Also, we're about to come up to the most infamous minigame in Spyro 2. This is the Alchemist. The Alchemist himself, very annoying. Basically, what you do is you have to protect him from these stone statues. Fortunately, in Reignited, there is a way to skip having to do any of it. What we're going to do is initiate the Alchemist minigame. We're going to bop one of the statues, and then we're going to run from the area. For whatever reason, the Alchemist will stay in rotation and keep running around, whereas the stone guys will then basically fall off. Yeah, I missed a glitch, that's fine. So what we're going to do is quickly go and grab the talisman. That trick I just attempted is very difficult. You're basically going to try and go through the power-up in reverse and get up to basically skip having to go around the whole stage. It's not that difficult, but when you're trying to do it, whilst you're trying to also escape from Alchemist, because if you don't get out there fast enough, the Alchemist minigame will just fail. It can be a bit hard to time it. There we go. We go back. The Alchemist is complete. Now, there are technically 2 stages to the Alchemist, but we can only do one of them. Because the second one requires you to get Head Bash, which you do not get until Winter Tundra, and there's no way to bypass doing that, so... Unlike with ladder skips, we can't do that in any kind of way. But if I can angle this right... Alright, almost. There we go. Oh, okay. If this does take me too long to get, I will have to go the normal way, but... Alright, a few more times. If not, I will have to go around normally, which is not ideal, but... Ouch. Okay, I'm just gonna go normally. So, this is the normal way to go. You basically have to go around the entire stage. Fortunately, it will allow me to get a few gems that I missed out on last time, so... There we go. And that gets us our final orb for the stage. Okie dokie. Right. Fracture Hill's complete, and we're going to the next stage pretty much immediately. This is going to be Magma Cone. Now, Magma Cone has a couple of interesting glitches. Also one of the harder stages in the run. Because of one minigame that comes up in it. It's also the longest minigame in the whole run, I think. We're just got to speak to the professor, get him to open the door. Now we've got enough orbs. And straight into Magma Cone. Now, there's a couple of mini-games we've got to do. The first one's with Hunter. Once again, he's kind of hindering us instead of helping us, but it's fine. Although, it's a minigame that always makes me hungry. You'll see why in a minute. Do a glitchy glide there to get up further without having to go all the way around. Grab these gems, we're going to drop down. So, this minigame is where we've got to verse Hunter in catching crystal popcorn. And it makes me hungry because I love popcorn. Now, we've got to beat Hunter to getting 10. Over there, go. Missed that one. There we go. No. Okay, nice. He's gonna grab that one. No, he's not. Okay. That was helpful, actually. Right, one more. He's gonna get that one. Mine.
Well,
thank
the
you.
denial. Deny.
Now, we are going to initiate the second stage of it. We're not going to do it. The second stage is a lot harder because Hunter gets a lot faster with it. So it does become very difficult to actually keep up with him. But we're actually going to do a massive out of bounds glitch here in order to actually skip a money bags where he wants to pay you 1,000 gems to open up an elevator. I feel like that's very extortionate. So what we're going to do is get out of bounds. No, we're not. Okay. I knew my glide was a bit off. That's okay. Quickly get back round. But basically, we're going to go out of bounds to skip money bags and to pay a ridiculous amount of money to open an elevator. Right, quickly get back up. There we go. Oh. There we go. So we're actually going to end up in the elevator shaft right at the bottom. Oh, we're getting a life back. That's kind of nice. We're also going to do what's called a damage boost. So we're going to damage boost glide off of that and around to skip going up the whole way around. Which way? Oh, excuse me. He didn't grab the ladder. Okay. Fortunately, we do start here, so that's fine. We just have to glitchy damage boost again. Doink. There we go. Right, that one. Oh my god. Okay. Whew. That was close. Ooh. There we go. So we need to stop that from spewing molten balls out. That will, of course, trigger the fawn to give us our talisman for the stage. Now, there aren't actually too many talismans left, because in the final homeworld, you don't get talismans, you only get orbs. Because the talismans that I explained before are only used for transitioning between the different homeworlds, and once you're in the final homeworld, there's no reason to transition further, so... But this is the other minigame. We have to get molten balls, and we have to get rid of the party poopers. Now, there are 12 of them. They are scattered all throughout this area. So we need to try and do it in a way where we can get all of them. That's 5. Get higher a bit. There we go. Need to make sure that's on target. Quickly go back to the Superfly power-up, so we can keep it going, because if we don't keep it going, we can't finish off the minigame. In which case, we would have to climb all the way back up, which is definitely not preferred. Nice, I thought I missed him for a second there. Quickly grab a few gems, take out the other 2 party poopers. Boom! Alright, we are done with that level. And, can you guys guess what's going to happen next? Let's see. Oh yeah, we're going to get robbed by moneybags again.
Yay, bills, rent.
Oh no, this time we're going to pay construction, not rent.
Elevators.
Bridge. We gotta pay for a bridge.
The bridge toll, pay the toll.
No.
Although, kind of worth it, because this is one of the more beautiful levels in the run. So this is Shady Oasis. Now, this is another level we couldn't actually fully complete right now, even if we wanted to. This is another level that requires Head Bash. We don't get that until Winter Tundra. So, because of that, we couldn't actually fully finish this one, even if we wanted to. But whilst our friend here is going ahead and getting big from an apple, we're going to get some gems. Now, if you've got anything to talk about, this is an auto-scroller. It's an escort.
An auto-scroller, a speedrun marathon host's favorite part where they get to read stuff. We do have a donation from DJ Fatso. $27.34 to Community. Says, this is $11 for every level I missed in Peggle. $5 for first try Melvin during Sacred Cards, and the rest to round up full 20 USD and 27 Canadian. Let's get that randomizer race met. Best of luck on the run, Ben. this is going towards the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer of mere original submitter races the runner. DJ Fatso will be, if this gets met, racing Seriously Surly. That's going to be tomorrow, so stay tuned and please try to get this incentive met. It's well, like $200 away, less than that actually, because it does have $52.34. Looking at this now, $52.34 out of $250.
All right,
Thank
we
you
are
so
almost
much.
done with the escort part of the mission, thankfully. There's not too much left on this escort part, so this is a very slow level because you do have to make sure he gets through, okay? But like I said, we're almost there, and there is a couple of orbs we need to do after the fact. We pick that up quickly. That is a green molten ball that we're going to use quickly to fire at the tree. But then whilst he's getting big from Apple, we're going to go ahead and grab another one, which we're going to need after, because once we get through here, before we get the talisman, we're going to initiate a minigame, and we have to stop 3 egg thieves. Now, for those who have played Spyro's 1 and 3, you know, of course, these thieves have their own little saying. Na 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 na. Well, there's 3, and this time, they're not egg thieves, they are lamp thieves. So, need to get those lamps.
Thanks.
And, of course, our talisman. Now, as we're running back through... Oh, thank you. There is one of the thieves right here, which is why we took one of those balls first, so we didn't have to wait for it to regenerate. And then if we go this way, onto here, we can aim at this one with another one. That takes out 2 of the 3. And then this one, we're going to have to chase around for a hot second before we can catch up to him. Ooh, okay. So, the game has a weird way of speeding these guys up. There we go. Quickly hit that rocket as well. That rocket's going to blow up a fire breath only chest or a rocket chest. You can't open it any other way, but it's going to get us a bunch more gems, which we're desperately going to need, because... Oh yeah, I wonder what happens in a minute. Moneybags gonna get paid again. Stupid moneybags.
Thanks again, Spyro.
It's like Santa, but evil. Alright, well, before we get robbed again, we're gonna go ahead and get another orb. This one's directly through Autumn Plains. Breaks through that little false wall. We're going to go all the way to the ceiling, and you actually can get a massive, beautiful view of what the overworld looks like in this one. Because if we go to the top of the castle, we then have to do a very long glide across to get another orb, but it's also going to drop us out right next to another level. And gotta say, the surrounding environment is beautiful. And... Doosh! There we go. There's actually 75 gems right there. All 25s in those pots. But, hello, moneybags. And there goes another 400 gems to open up a level. Now, fortunately, there is no more moneybags until the final homeworld, where we have to pay one final time. So, from now until then, we need to get 1,000 gems. But, what we're going to go for is a quick out-of-bounds glitch. If we get up here and go out of bounds here, we're able to skip the first part of the stage. Beautiful. Now, this level has a lot of glitchiness to it and quite a bit of out of bounds, which is very nice. So we're going to progress as you normally would. We're going to shoot the cannons, blow up the reinforced door, and then we're going to quickly go through, take out a few of these enemies along the way, pick up a few more gems as well. Ouch. Try not to bonk on TNT barrels, definitely. Now, normally what you do is you blow up the reinforced door, and that's going to blow up all this TNT. We do not want to do that. We actually want to use this TNT to be able to skip a lot of the stage. So, if we do a glide round here, we can get on. Now, by doing a very specific pull glide, it's where you glide and pull back to slow your momentum. we're able to do a glitchy hover onto here and straight into here to get the talisman. Now, this is not normally what you see. He's not normally covered in TNT because you've already exploded it by now. So what we're going to do is do another glitchy glide to get on back onto the TNT. If I can angle it. There we go. We're going to use this little thing to give us enough height to get up onto here. And then we're going to glide across onto this. Perfect. And then we're going to quickly glide round through the wall. Where am I? There we are. And we're going to go ahead and speak to the professor to get another orb. Now, this minigame starts way back when, and it takes a good 20 minutes. We just skipped most of it. We need to pick up one of these things. And I'm going to try and go for the hover rather than do this normally. I can do a very weird glide to get this in one. Nice, we got it. Otherwise, you have to plant both seeds, and it takes a while. Whereas this way, we just skipped most of it. Go speak to Juliet. And we just completed Romeo and Juliet's love story. And we're also done with the level. So from here, we're going to actually quickly warp back to Scorch. Luckily, using the warp feature within the game, we can warp between levels, which is great. Because if it's in a different location completely, then what we can do is quickly go and exit this level to get where we want. Because there is one more orb within Autumn Plains we're going after, but to get it quickly, we need to get to this level to exit level to go to where this level will spit you out, and then we glide around to get the orb. So, very interesting routing, definitely with this one. Also, guys, it's very important to stay hydrated. Make sure you hydrate. Right, by gliding onto those, we can glide onto the wall. We can grab some gems, and here is the final orb from this homeworld. But Breeze Harbor is the final level of Autumn Plains. So, quickly take out of this level has a few tricky glitches in it too. Definitely not as hard as Crystal Glaciers, but they are very tricky. So we're going to pick up some gems, and one of the orbs we've got to do is taking out these weird metal spike balls that are throughout the stage. There are 4 here and 4 later on. Just need to take this one out. Perfect. There is 2 being flown over there. There's 1. 2. That's the second. Perfect. Quickly break that chest up there. Get that one. Right, grab a few more gems, and then we're going to glide around, grab some more here. Now, this is what's called a tricky wall stop. Basically, our goal is to glide and to hover onto a piece of the wall. It's kind of hard to explain. So we can get it this way. So our goal is to get onto one of these little windows. There's a tiny bit of collision you can get on. But it might take me a hot minute. Because this trick is very, very specific. Fortunately, it doesn't take that long to retry if you do fail it. Come on, Spyro. Right, if we don't get a few more tries, I will just go through the level normally. Because this one is a bit of a hard one. I'll try twice more. If not, I'll go through the level normally. Alright, fine. We'll go through the level normally. That one is a bit rough to do. through that guy and flame that. That's going to raise the water back up so we can get through. Now, we have to take out the enemies, because if we don't, like, that guy is going to blow out our little fire spot. But this is going to carry us right to near the end of the stage. So I'm going to do this in a bit of a different order than I normally would have done had I gotten that glitch to work. So, very quickly, we need to go ahead and grab these. These are the other spike balls in the stage. Come on. Alright. There's 6. Eight. Perfect. So, had I gone with the glitch, I would have done this last, but seeing as how we still need to get the talisman, on a lighter note, it does allow me, of course, to get a few more gems, so that's awesome. It means a little bit of a less of a gem backup later. You. Grab that life to get an extra one, because we did lose quite a few with Crystal Glacier. And this is going to carry us to the talisman. Big catapult. Whee! Right, so we need to fire on 2 flames. However, that thing is going to run around and put our flames out. So we need to take him out quickly. There we go. And that's going to raise the ship up. Bit of a sky ship. Got a bit of a Bowser sky ship going on. Quickly grab these gems as well. Okay, Breeze Harbor Talisman obtained. Now, we're not actually leaving this area immediately. What we're going to do is go back to Summer Forest using the Atlas Warp. So, if we left this level now and went back to Autumn Plains, it would drag us directly to Gulp. We don't want that yet, because there is a couple of orbs we can come back and do in Summer Forest that we couldn't do on the first time through, because we didn't have the ability to swim here at the time, and we didn't have ladder climb at the time. So it's better to come back and do these 2 now. What we're going to do is quickly swim up here and grab this orb, and then warp to Hurricos and exit level and climb a ladder outside and get another orb. If there's anything you want to announce, feel free to at this point.
Thank you very much. We have, just want to let folks know, we have an awesome charity that we're raising money for, and I want to remind everybody to, if you're able to, donate with the ! Donate command. You see the link below the stream. We're raising money for QMUNITY here, and yeah, appreciate everyone's time watching. Make sure to take care of yourselves while watching a marathon too. But yeah, if you see the link below the stream, or to type in speedromizer.live/donate, you'll be taken to the Tiltify campaign page, where it'll go directly to the charity. And don't forget to point any of your dollars towards our awesome targets that we have for tomorrow. Like to see the true ending for Kirby's Block Ball, or see a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer race, that's what we have in store for tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Alright, we're back in Autumn Plains. Quickly before we get dragged to Gulp. There we go. Grab a few more gems. Alright, so Gulp. He is by far the hardest boss in the entire Reignited trilogy. So in the original trilogy on PS1, Spike in Spyro 3 was the hardest. They took all of his difficulty and put him into this one. So, Gulp. He'll do one of 2 attacks. He'll either jump on you like that, or he'll fire off the laser cannons on his back. Now, our goal is to take him out with the ammo that gets dropped out of eggs. So the first one is going to be barrels. These will explode on impact with Gulp. Boom. The second set is going to be bombs. You flame them and they will fling themselves at Gulp. exploding. Now, the third set is what we're after because rockets can be stacked. So, what I mean is, the birds will drop 2 power-ups. So, they'll drop 2 eggs at a time. If, like with the next one... Oh, that one stayed. That's a glitch, and I love it. That's a random glitch that happens, and... Oh, wow, he pro-played me. Interesting. So his laser hit the bomb, so it forced it back. But with rockets, I grab one, go to the next one. If I fire quick enough and grab it, I can then fire another one at him, doing 2 damage. Now, after the first 3 stages where it shows you the 3 power-ups, these are now pure random. So the 2 they drop could be a rocket and a barrel, or it could be a bomb and a barrel. You don't know which one it's going to be until they drop. So we have a barrel. Now, if you're lucky enough to get 2 rockets, or like a rocket and a barrel, you can do 2 hits. If not, then you're forced to do just the regular one. Now, the difficulty in this guy is with his laser cannons. His laser cannons are ridiculously accurate and will predict your path so expertly. Like, if I tried to run in a circle, you're not doing it. You have to move so erratically to avoid the cannon blasts. Nope. Rocket, rocket. Rocket and a bomb. That's unfortunate. But 3 more hits to go until boss is complete. That pterodactyl is stuck. Which is not good, because until it unsticks, I can only get 1 drop. Ah! Did not see his attack coming. Oh! Barrel, perfect. I take barrels over bombs. The bombs are very glitchy. A lot of the time, if you flame them, it will not fling them at gulp. They'll just stay there. So, a little bit glitchy from time to time. Right. Just hoping that I could get that in time. 1 more hit to go. Now I'm in green. The pterodactyls are going to start dropping a bit of fodder. Okie dokie. Now, I have to get the fodder before Gulp does, because if Gulp gets it, he will start to regenerate health, which we don't want. Perfect. They won't drop any more fodder now. Just in case. Boom, Gulp defeated. And this will carry us to the final homeworld winter, Tundra. Now, how many gems do we have? I believe it's over 800. We should be fine, although we will have to do a bit of a gem backup here. Let's see. I don't remember what we were on. 871. Okay, that's actually decent. So, jumping into level 1 of Winter Tundra immediately, this is Mystic Marsh. Now, the only thing we get here is 1 orb, because the other 2 orbs are ridiculously annoying. This is another infamous minigame where you have to do a long trade quest in order to get the orb, or at least one of the orbs. Fortunately, like I said, we're not going to do that. We're going to go through, get what gems we need, and get the 1 orb we need here. Get our little gem. Oh, nice. Multiple lives there. Very spicy. While we're doing a weird glide here, we can hover onto this, and then this will let us skip around to over here. And there's the 1 orb we're getting. So like I said before, instead of getting talismans at the end of the stages here, we're going to be getting orbs, because there are no more talismans. Quickly run down here to grab a few more gems. Perfect, we have almost enough. So we need 1,000 for the final moneybags payment, which will be in a minute. Fortunately, we have pretty much enough. We need 5, which we can get as soon as we exit the stage. So we have enough. So, fortunately, we're able to get enough gems throughout the run to not have to do that much of a backup in that stage. A little bit, but nothing crazy. Oh, there we go. So now we get the ability to head bash, which you can't get through Winter Tundra without, so you do have to pay for the cost. And because we have enough orbs, speak to the professor, this activates another level, Metropolis. This is a good level, actually, because we get everything in it, as in, we get all of the orbs. Obviously not all the gems, we do get all the orbs, because gems are no longer required at all. We don't need any more gems, so we can skip past as many as we want. But you couldn't obviously come into this level without head bash. It is impossible to do without head bash. But as we play through, we come to another infamous minigame in a second. This is going to be what I like to dub Ox Bowling. Basically, there's an evil space ox that's going to launch bombs at me, and I've got to revert them back by flaming at them. But it becomes a little bit tricky because of ice physics. You sort of have to skip around the ice physics in the hope you're going to get into a good angle to do this. Yeah, I missed that one. I thought I would. There we go. I would like to point out that that minigame is incredibly more difficult on the PS1 as opposed to Reignited. Excuse me, as we go through. Another head bash point. Jump over little space. I really do like this stage though. Like, interesting animals with interesting space gimmicks. So we can get over that guy with his laser gun. Ooh. Also, my girlfriend would love this stage because she loves cows. A lot of the enemies here are cows, so... But that's our level completion orb, which would have been a talisman had there been talismans, but it's just an orb. Now, the final two orbs we're going to be getting are from this. We've got to take out some sheep with discos going on in their space sources. Why they have a disco going on, I have no idea, but it is cool, so... Take out 3, and that gets us another orb. And then, finally, we have to take out 5 more.
These space cows dream of disco sheep?
Possibly. Right, take out the final 2. There we go. And that gives us our final orb for the stage. Now, an interesting mechanic we're actually going to be abusing here is save warping. So save warping in many speedruns is something you can abuse to, like, let's say, if you want to go back to the start of somewhere, you can save, quit, go back in, and it will take you back to the start. We are going to be abusing that in a second to get another orb, because there's an orb right at the start that we could have gotten earlier, but it's faster to do now because of the next level, which is over there, Robotica Farms. But there are still 3 orbs in Winter Tundra we need to collect. Now, one of them we have to quickly go across and down this waterfall to get. So if we go down here all the way, it's going to take us to this little ledge that has an orb on it. Now we're going to quickly quit game and go back in. Because when we do that, it's going to take us back to the start of Winter Tundra with the orb we just collected. There is one right at the start, which you need to head bash a boulder to get access to. And from there, we can get the final orb in Winter Tundra and head for the final normal stage, which is Robotica Farms. So, up the stairs we go. And so, up the stairs. So, up the stairs we go. And there we are, final stage. This would yield the final 3 orbs that we need to fight the final boss. Now, this stage has a lot going on, but trick-wise, it doesn't have too much going on in the sense of tricks. What we're going to be doing is taking out enough enemies to access a power-up later in the level. What else doing? I don't see how. Okay. Yes, it is. I don't know what's going on with OBS. Okay. Alright, we had a bit of a hiccup with OBS there for a second. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to quickly go ahead and just take out some enemies. There we go. Now, there's a little mini game here where we're going to flame some bugs in order to get them out of this dude's garden, or this robot's garden. So, by coming up here, and if we take it slow, we can actually get all of them in one go. There we go. Those little things are an absolute nightmare sometimes, because if you miss one, you have to go all the way around, and if you're not fast enough, the others will start respawning, which is a little bit tiresome. But, we're going to take out our 14th enemy right here. Now, we do need 15. We're going to skip that bee, because that bee is a little bit of a pain to get. So, we're going to do a glitchy glide up here. Take out this one. And that will give us our 15th enemy. I'm going to quickly refill my Sparks energy, because I'm going to need Sparks for final boss. Speak to this one, and we get our end level orb. And then there is one more we need to get in the level. So, we've got to go on this super speedway, and we're going to take out some pumpkins. Now, if you go through without bashing all the pumpkins, you have to restart and do all the pumpkins. I got that one. Thankfully, I almost missed it. Oh, and we got a glitchy glide. Nice. Now, this game has a little bit of a problem when it comes to this specific minigame. This is very buggy and may take me a couple of attempts. So, sometimes when you're using a supercharge and going over ramps, it will cancel out the supercharge. Or more specifically, it will cancel your jump. Which is a bit annoying, and it can happen. Now, hopefully it doesn't happen again. It did happen again. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. Okay, luckily getting back to that point isn't difficult. Alright, come on, Spyro. You've got this. There we go. Okay. Through the barn door. Take out one final pumpkin up here, and there we go. That is our 40th and final orb we're going on to. So, just a quick exit level, and then on to the final boss, Ripto. Now, Ripto has 3 stages to his boss fight. I would say, hands down, the first stage is technically the hardest, because, how can I explain? So, Hunter drops power-ups for you to grab. Now, for whatever reason, he also allows Ripto to grab them. Because of that, he can actually hinder you more than help you here if he drops the power-ups right next to Ripto. Ripto can just go ahead and grab them. But you gotta admit, a little bit unfortunate. But you'll see what I mean in a minute, depending on, of course, if Hunter decides to hinder me here.
Spyro.
Quickly flame Ripto, that'll stall him a second. He's going to constantly fire at me, and Hunter is going to drop power-ups of one of 3 colors. So, if they're red, on the 3rd one you pick up, it means you get fire. Blue is super speed, and green is like a weird cannon. Now, preferably for this phase, you want blue or red. Perfect, we've got 4 hits. No! Okay, Hunter's actually helping me more at the minute. You can get that one, I'm going for fire. Got him. Right, first phase done. Second phase is by far the easiest, so it's the same thing, except this time he's going to summon a mechanical gulp. Now, the reason this one's easier is because you can actually steal the power-ups from Gulp. Like this. If he brings it out, there we go. I get to just walk into it and steal it. And now we're quickly going to get rid of Mechanical Gulp. Well, half get rid of him anyway. Fire. Perfect. Come on. Thank you. You can literally just stand in front of the Mechanical Gulp and steal the power-ups. It's amazing. Where is he dropping? Hunter, where are you dropping stuff? Thank you. Okay, we almost didn't get that thing because it glitched out a bit. And finally, the third and final phase. So, Ripto is going to go onto a mechanical pterodactyl. I'm going to eat this orb, and it's going to give me permanent super flight and super fire. So we can fly infinitely, and we can fire infinitely. And this is the final phase of the fight. So when I tell you to finish the timer off, it'll be on final hit. Now, of course, Ripto isn't defenseless here. He does fire magic from his little staff, which we've got to avoid that at all costs because it hits like a truck. Where is he? There he is. Right, he's going to fly around the castle a bit. Alright, one more hit. Time stop. Whew. And that is 40 orb speedrun completed.
Good job.
Thank you. Now, of course, the run will spit you out in Dragon Shores. Our in-game time is 54:24. So sub 1 hour is definitely good for someone who's definitely not practiced this game too much in the past year. But I want to thank you guys for having me on for this run. Of course, for those of you who have also been supporting the stream just by watching it. Also for those who have been donating.